to my channel. So today it's going to be something that I get asked about frequently when it comes to this particular subject. So today's subject is going to be all about brows. Brows are probably the most talked about and the most sought out thing right now, especially since this really bold brow trend is just like, it's just happening right now. Really with practice and with just, you know, playing around with your eyebrow shape and products, it's gonna take time, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like just because of watching this video or any other video or any other tutorial out there, it doesn't mean that you're just gonna get it like that. It really is just you working with what you have, like everything else in this world. Excuse my phone. Be patient, but don't give up, because trust me, you're gonna get there. So I hope today I can help some of you out there who have had questions or, you know, are just curious to how I feel in my brows. First off, if you're going to try to find an eyebrow shape for you and you're a total beginner and you kind of are afraid or you don't know how to exactly find your shape of your eyebrow, there are a few tips and tricks that you can do, and some of the recommended ones are get a pencil or get your finger, and what you're going to want to do first is find the start of your brow. Take a step back, look in the mirror, align the pencil to the edge of your nose, and the starting point should be where your nose, the corner of your nostril is. So it should be aligning straight up. And then to find the end point of your brow, you should do the same thing. Align the pencil to the nostril and go out diagonally. It should all align to the corner of your eye, to the corner of your nose, to the corner of your eyebrow, like in a straight line. And this can give you a good starting point on how to shape your brows or how to find the right brow shape for you. And the arch is totally up to you. I have also heard that if you align the corner, I think, of the nose, the brow arch should go straight through the pupil of your eyeball. So it should stay, it shouldn't be like in the white or the white over here. It should be somewhere like right here diagonally. I just almost poked my eye. This can get dangerous. Do not poke your eye out. I will not be held responsible. Once you kind of have your brow shape down, then that's really the starting point and the base for you to start shaping your brow, like cleaning up as far as like waxing or plucking, and also for you to start filling in. If you have very sparse hair and you're in no need of waxing or plucking, again, this is a great way for you to start making your own shape. So lately, how I've been typically filling in my brow, I am filling them in before I do the rest of my makeup. I've been doing this consistently for a few weeks already. I don't know what made me do it, but just one day I just did my brows first. And I've done it like this before, but it's been a while, and I kind of change my pattern or my routine every now and then. So just starting off with like a bare face, I have no makeup on right now, and I just have primer on. And while I let my primer set in, I start filling in my brows. As usual, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. And really, before anything else, I just like to like brush down all my eyebrow hairs because they can get kind of crazy. So especially like if I'm sleeping, and like I usually sleep on my stomach, so obviously like my face is in my pillow, and sometimes I wake up and I have like crimped eyebrow hairs, like they're going in all directions, just because my eyebrow hairs are typically kind of like long. Like here, I'm gonna kind of like brush them up and you're gonna see the length of them. If I'm in a hurry and I don't have time to fill in my brows, I just always make sure I put brow gel on. Then taking the Dip Brow, because this stuff is super concentrated, so start off with less. If you need more, then build up. But if you start off with too much, it's going to be a hot mess and it's going to be uber hard for you to clean it up. So once the product is already on it, what I like to do, I don't really like to start all the way at the beginning, and I don't really like to start all the way at the tail. I kind of like start somewhere within here, because right at this point is where the color starts to gradually increase and it gets darker towards my tail. Whereas out here, I usually just use whatever is left on the brush to like fill in. So starting about here, about halfway or like a midpoint before reaching your arch, I just get the brush and I start doing small hair-like strokes. But when I get to the tail, I start to carve out. I don't know if y'all could see that. And you're gonna see that even when I fill it in like this, it's not perfect. I'm going to get some like color over here. I'm going to get some color. It's not going to look super clean cut, but that's going to come in afterwards. And then once you have that first base down, or that first outline of the bottom down, all you really need to start doing is start pushing the product up and filling in. Still feel like you need more product, feel free to go back, dip your brush in again into the product, but same starting point that we did at the bottom. Go on the top and just drag that color all the way back. Now the tail doesn't look all that perfect, neither does this front part, and like I said, don't worry about it. This is where the concealer and the shaping or the cleaning up with concealer is going to save you. In fact, look, you can even see here. This happens to me all the time. It's nothing out of the ordinary, so don't think that you're going to get like the perfect shape or the perfect outline like right away, because trust me, it's easy to get messy with this stuff, and like don't feel bad about that. Also, if you feel like you go a little bit too dark, going back in with some brow gel is going to kind of lighten up the color. Also, going in over with some powder will also lighten up the color a little bit. And I like to extend the tail. When I'm filling it in, I like to extend it just a little bit more than what I would usually extend it, only because it's going to help really make the point sharp. Now, as you can tell, from this brow to this brow, it obviously looks super dense. And because I don't have any foundation on, it's going to look pretty wild. So if you're going to go about doing your eyebrows before your foundation, do not be alarmed that, yeah, your eyebrow is going to look like hella strong. So don't be scared. When you go back in with your eye makeup and your foundation, trust me, it like evens out. So don't have this be off-putting. So I'm just going to push back more product to where I feel like my eyebrow is still sparse. And then you're going to see here where I go in at the front end of my brow. Here, I don't want to extend it too far in, because then when you go and clean it up, it's going to look really, really harsh. And not that that's a bad thing, but I don't really want that look today. But I guess you can kind of see where it's light. And if you even do upward strokes, this will give you an even more natural look. Ha, natural. So yeah, you can kind of see here how the color gradually goes from light to dark. So once your brow is filled in like this, and as you can tell, the shape is not perfect. There are a few areas where we kind of went outside the lines, but don't worry about it, because now here's the part where the magic seriously happens and where you get total control of how your eyebrow shape is going to come out. Just taking a concealer, and usually the concealer, it can be either the exact match of your foundation or it can be a shade or two lighter. I am taking my Mary Kay Beige 1 concealer because I am going to be using my Revlon Color Stay Whip foundation, and that one is a little bit darker than my Ivory 5 that I usually use for Mary Kay. And you only need the teeniest tiny bit of concealer. Here, I'm going to show you my hand real quick. This is as much concealer as I put on my hand to work out of. This is going to be enough for both brows, and trust me, I'm not even going to use all of this because you only need just a little bit. Now I'm going to try to stay in frame here. Hopefully I don't get out of focus or like out of frame like crazy. Just taking a little bit onto your brush here, and use a flat brush. I'm using my Mary Kay Eye Cream and Concealer brush. This has a super flat point, or I should say flat edge. It's long here but flat here, so that way you have a lot of control over the edges of your brow. And I usually like to start here at the very beginning of my brow, and then I'm going to start working my way out. Once you already have the concealer down and onto your skin, go back over and smooth it out because you don't want a big glob or clump of concealer anywhere. And here you can already see where the eyebrow starts to look a lot cleaner. And don't worry about whatever excess color or product is going to get pushed out over here like into your temple, because obviously it's going to be covered with foundation, which is kind of the beauty of doing your eyebrows before anything else. The next part that I like to work with is going to be the tail of the brow. And then going in at the beginning of your brow. Now here's where this is totally up to you. You can see here that obviously my line is very sharp. The corner of here looks very squared off. If you like this look, by all means go ahead, leave it like this, and you know, it's totally fine. Like, this is your eyebrow, this is your face, and whatever makes you feel comfortable and whatever makes you feel best about your brows, then do what you gotta do. But if you want something a little bit more rounded off, which is also fine, like I said, it's up to you. You can kind of go in there and lightly kind of poke into the corner here, just so it's not so perfect looking, and kind of do like this curved line move. And then if you feel like you still see like any unevenness, by all means, do what you gotta do and go in and just keep cleaning the edges. So normally this kind of brow routine is one that I do when I obviously have a buttload of time, because I'm going a little bit slower than usual because I am trying to like get everything and like explain it to you on camera. But even without all that, I'm not gonna lie, it is more time consuming. So this isn't like a fast or easy way either. But I mean, the more you do something, the faster you get at it. So it may take you really long time right now to achieve, but later on, trust me, you'll probably end up like speeding through this after doing it so many times. And that's our finished brow. So you can kind of see the difference between this brow that is a little bit, it doesn't have such a strong shape, it's not as dark obviously, and there are some areas where it is a little bit sparse and you see patchiness. And this is where we have our completed brow. Obviously the difference is huge and it looks even more dramatic only because, like I said earlier, we don't have any foundation on or anything to kind of even out this like dramatic contrast. But once your whole face is on, or once you have all your products on, it all evens out really nicely. And I'm going to finish my other brow and I'm going to finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and the rest of my face is now done. As you can tell, our eyebrows, like I said, without foundation and everything else, they look super harsh and in your face and like eyebrow game way too strong. But after you have everything on, your foundation, everything else, especially your eye makeup, like at least just mascara or something, it really evens everything out. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up everything that I have to say about the way I do my eyebrows and my suggestions for you on trying to help you do your eyebrows. Please don't feel like there is a cookie cutter shape or a cookie cutter way to do your eyebrows. Really just go with whatever makes you feel more comfortable and what makes you feel really great about the way your eyebrows look and what you feel makes you look the best, because that's really what's important. But it's been fun, and really eyebrows are like my favorite part to do, but this was fun and I hope I helped any of you out there with questions, or I hope I answered any of And if you have questions about how to fill in brows, there are tons of tutorials and tons of ways to like look up on the internet how to do your eyebrows. And if you're watching this and if you feel like it helped, then my job is done. But that's it for now, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!